We are on page 17, and this video will likely be broken up into two parts, one video for page 17 and one video for page 18. Just like the last video, the idea here is that it would be best for you to try all the problems that you can and then play the video when you're ready to check your answers or when you need a hint. When you play the video for a hint, just play it, and when you think you know what to do, then pause it and then try it. The more stuff that you do independently, the better off you'll be. But then it is really important that you go back and check your answers, because if you do something wrong, you'll never get that feedback if you don't watch the video. Question 15 reads, a hockey league tracks the plus-minus records for each player. A plus-minus record is the difference in even strength goals for and against the team when a player is on the ice. The following table lists the plus-minus values for several key hockey players. Now, it is not important that you understand what a plus-minus value is for a hockey player. What is important is that you can graph these values. If you can graph these values, you'll be good. So Jones is at -8. So I want to put a -8 here. And his first initial is A, so I'm just going to put an A for Mr. Jones. The next player is at +4, and I'm going to put a B for his first initial. The next player, Simpson, is at +9, and I'd put an E because his first initial is E. The next player is at -3, I'm going to put an L. The next player is at -4, I'm going to put an R. And the last player is at +3, that's S. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this because I'm going to need to use this for the next few questions. I've got it right here. Now I can clear my annotations and I can move the page up. And the next question, B, says, which player has the best plus-minus record? Well, let's just use a little bit of common sense. Would the best, plus this word right here, best, would the best plus-minus record be a negative number or would it be a positive number? I think it makes most sense that the best one would be the one farthest to the right. And that's going to be E. Simpson will be the answer, because it doesn't ask the number, it asks the player. So what I think the answer is for B is E. Simpson. Now I can ditch that, and we can move on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear, and we're on the astronomy section, and there's a few questions that are grouped together here. Astronomy. The table lists the average surface temperature of some planets. Write an inequality to compare the temperatures of each pair of planets. So historically what kids have trouble with is that they don't know what an inequality is. Well, an inequality is anything, I'll do it off to the left, an inequality is anything where you've got two numbers like 7 and -6, and that you write a symbol in there to make it true. That's what an inequality is. So what does that mean for 16, 17? Well, for 16, you've got two planets there, Uranus, which is -197, and I'm choosing to put that number on the left because that was the planet that they gave me first. And then we take Jupiter, I'm going to put that number on the right. Jupiter's -110. Now we simply insert the symbol that makes it true. So think about a number line, and in the center of the number line would be 0, and then you start working your way towards the left where the negatives are. And the first one you'd come to is -110, which means it's to the right of -197, which makes it greater than. So I would say that -197 is less than -110. Question number 17. Mercury is 167, and Mars is -65. And this is just common sense. All positives are greater than all negatives. So 167 is greater than -65. The third one asks you to arrange the planets in order of average surface temperature from greatest to least. So make sure you're paying attention to that. The greatest, and it says arrange the planets. You could do the numbers. It wouldn't be the end of the world if you did the numbers. But I'm going to do the planets. So the greatest temperature of the planets is going to be one of the positives. It's going to be 167, which is Mercury. And so I'm going to cross that one off. Now I only have one more positive number, and that's Earth, which means that goes second. Now I've got some negatives to deal with. And we're supposed to go the greatest temperature. The greatest temperature out of all these negatives will be the one that's farthest to the right. So if you think about negative 197, negative 200, negative 65, if you started at 0 and you were working your way left, negative 65 would be the one that's farthest to the right on the number line. So Mars goes next. Basically what I'm doing here, I'm just going in reverse order. The next one would be Jupiter. The next one would be Uranus. And the last one, the farthest one out to the left, would be Neptune. Now, like I said, if you wrote the numbers there, it's okay, but the reason why I chose to write the names is because it asked me to arrange the planets. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we're on number 19. Represent real-world problems. For a stock market project, 5 students each invested pretend money in one stock. They tracked gains and losses in the value of that stock for 1 week. In the following table, a gain is represented by a positive number, and a loss is represented by a negative number. It says graph the students' results on the number line, then list them in order from least to greatest. So if you graph them, I'll put Andre here at 7, and once again I'll just use initials. And then Bria here at -2, Carla at -5, Daniel at +2, and Ethan at 4. It says the results listed from least to greatest. And the cool thing about least to greatest is that a number line is ordered from least to greatest. So the least is C. It says results, so in this case I would probably put the numbers here. I could put their names, but it doesn't say list their names from least to greatest. It says list their results. The results would be the numbers. So -5, then -2, then +2, 4, and 7. And like I said, that becomes real easy. Whenever they give us a number line and then they ask us to do least to greatest, it's really easy. It'd seem backwards if they asked us to list from greatest to least. But we could do it. It would just seem backwards.